Yay, science!
Go through all the conspiracy theories that you want, and there are a ton of them out there, and this is one of them. So if these are his views, these are his thoughts, then I respect them, and that was that's what the podcast is about giving guys an opportunity to put what. Lots of people. Was there one shooter?
Was there
one shooter with JFK?
Yay, science!
But I found this. Just Bill Nye said it heartbreaking, and I would concur. He believes the world is flat, and I thought, oh great, he's reading Tom Friedman's book. No, no, actually thinks the Earth is not the shape of a basketball. I'm telling you, this bothers me because, I mean, I know we live in this post-fact world, but can't we agree that the world is round? And by the way, when he said this, his friend Draymond Green, power forward for the Golden State Warriors, heard it and thinks Kyrie may be onto something.
Has he?
Listen to this genius talk himself into believing the world is flat. He said, it's hard to call someone's opinion crazy. That's what Kyrie thinks. Who's to say that picture is telling the truth? I can make a round picture with my iPhone today on the panoramic camera and make it look round. So I don't know. I'm not saying I think it's flat around. I don't know, but it could be.
Have either?
This is so dangerous.
Have either of them ever been on a plane?
Or a boat? How come, guys, when you sail toward the horizon, you don't fall off? I mean, can't we have a benchmark?
All of the science.
The world's. Yeah. I mean, there's pictures of it from space, and Kyrie Irving says they lie to us.
But one of the problems.
What did we do to make people so cynical?
Let me tell you something right now. There's zero argument for the Earth being flat.
I agree.
So
me and you are on the same here.
Yeah.
But let's say he listened to Neil deGrasse Tyson, and then some other, because there are some researchers who do, for whatever reason, think the world's
they're not
flat.
researchers. They're idiots. Yeah, but if Kyrie Irving believes that, then that part of his brain is dead, and he's a dumb. Yeah,
so
he's an idiot.
Whoever he's listening to, that's what he's coming.
But he and the people he's listening to are dummies.
That's a Duke education.
Yeah.
One of the greatest academic schools in our nation.
Yeah, you keep believing that, and that's all good. You know the science. You're a scientist. When you have time, you're probably working on.
Yeah, but B, you're not a scientist. So so why should anyone listen?
Brennan.
You're not a historian either.
Definitely don't listen to me. Definitely don't listen to me, my friend. But
we do.
But because
you can't just say if you're not a historian.
No, this is
or
very
a
no. This is very.
That's what you just said.
This is a very important distinction. Excuse me. When all of the science, and there's no scientist, and I mean there's no one. You're putting me on the same level as that moron. You can't do that.
I can do that.
No, you cannot do that.
Just because you read it from someone else, how do you know him? You do not know him. You do not know what he researched.
Brendan Schaub. All of the science. When an idiot says that the Earth is flat, he's an idiot. Because he's saying the Earth is flat, and that's
from his opinion, though.
His opinion is idiotic, Brendan. All of the science.
When it comes to the Earth, I'm not defending him.
But you are defending him.
I'm not.
Don't put him on the same level. Let me talk. This is very important.
That's all you've been doing.
Let me talk. No, you've been talking the whole podcast. Let me talk.
Why are you so upset? Why are you so defensive?
Because I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of this.
You don't do this with Eddie Bravo.
Because it would get ugly.
You done?
But why
Never
are
said
you?
he had a point.
But why are you even saying that we should even be saying that his opinion should be respected?
It's not you don't have to respect him. You barely know who he is. I'm saying if he says the Earth's flat under my research, I don't give a fuck. He's not a researcher, but you can't call him a dummy. You don't even know the guy.
Of course I can. Of course I can. Of course I can.
KB.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yay, science!
And he says given the curvature of the Earth and this formula, you should not be able to see Manhattan at all. Okay?
But you know what? There is evidence. There's evidence all over the place that NASA is posting CGI pictures everywhere of Earth
that are going to take place here, Francis.
Yay, science!
Yay, science.
Yay, science!
For one, climate change is fake.
Yep.
The world is flat.
Yep.
And I guess that means Earth. And any other ones?
Gravity.
Oh, doesn't exist. Editors, can we get the pen to just stay there? Can we just get the pen to, stay there? Kyrie Irving said that the world is flat, and those who bought it are as dumb as the people who actually believe that the world is flat. I want to find the first square planet. I want a square planet. I want a flat planet.
Oh man,
I gotta have that one.
It's funny, but.
And so the evidence for the round Earth, which way do I go?
Because that's an absurd thing to say, so of course that's what we took out of it.
Yeah. Have people that eschew or don't accept or don't embrace this method, this process that brought us all this remarkable technology, all the food that enables us to feed 7.3 billion people where we used to feed fewer than 1 billion. All this is through this process of science.
Yay, science!
And so it's heartbreaking when we have people that even joke about it. So we're just trying to change the world here.
Yay, science!
Kyrie Irving. I don't know. Did you see?
No.
You saw this, right?
Don't get me started.
I gotta know.
Okay, well, I'll let you finish your question. Go.
Kyrie Irving says that he, even though has been told the world is round, believes it to be flat. What is your thought process on this?
Yay, science!
So, okay, let me be blunt, okay? We live in a free country. So you ought to be able to think and say whatever you want. If he wants to think Earth is flat, go right ahead.
I want to hear you say your name. Your name is Toby.
As long as he continues to play basketball.
Better get to entertaining these white people, nigga. Get to dancing. Go on out there and be somebody.
And not become head of any space agency.
That's a great point.
So my point is, if you have certain limitations of understanding of the natural world.
This kind of street behavior is little better than the England football team jumping on the balls of the people they are trying to beat.
Stay away from jobs that require that, okay? The understanding. That's all.
And if you cannot behave in a civilized manner in this area, I invite you to go to an area of London where this sort of behavior is standard.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
What's your name?
And we'll try to convince them along the way, because I think it's better when we have an educated electorate rather than a scientifically illiterate electorate.
Toby!
Just better all around, but it's a free country. And I will, and he can say and think it.
Who are you? Say your name.
And plus, he's college educated, right? Last I checked.
He is, yeah.
Right. So yeah, as long as he stays a basketball player and stays away from NASA, we're fine. Or what we do is take everybody who thinks Earth is flat and launch them into space.
Oh dear. Johan tells me your luggage is the luggage of the poor.
There you go.
Well, I am poor.
Oh, I see.
And then wonder whether we got budget to bring him back.
What the? Ow! Ow! Ow!
school is not for your kind.
Why?
Oh, no.
I still don't fully understand.
Right? Send them around Earth a few times, and then only when the last of them agrees do we then agree to bring them back.
And if he does believe it, anyone who, like, there's some things that no one's going to refute this. The grown-ups are not going to refute this. For people like, you disqualify yourself from adult conversation when you say preposterous things like this. Unless you're trolling. And the man went to Duke. I'm assuming he's trolling. I'm assuming he's making some larger point. If he's not, good grief.
I think they teach at Duke that the world is round.
But you know what? There is evidence. There's evidence all over the place that NASA is posting CGI pictures everywhere of Earth. Come on, it's all CGI.
Right, ladies and gentlemen.
Goes around. Is that crazy?
Game of Thrones is on
crazy?
tonight.
I gotta go.
Catch
No,
that.
seriously. So you don't think
Eddie's Earth is round.
They haven't figured out the right
Good night, ladies and
spacesuit.
gentlemen.
They haven't.
Good night, America.
They admit right
Good night,
now
everybody.
today.
Good night, world.
They need to figure out.
We love
They
you.
need to figure
From
flat.
young Jamie.
I never said that.
From Brendan
I'm
Shaw.
just saying.
From
We
Brian
didn't go to the
Callen
goddamn moon.
and Eddie
We didn't
Bravo.
go to the goddamn
Thank
For
you.
sure went to the
I love
moon.
you, Joe Rogan.
We went to the fucking
I love you.
moon.
Good night,
I love everybody
everybody.
in this room. I love
Say
everybody in
goodnight,
this
everybody.
room.
Please say goodnight. We're wrapping this bitch up.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, motherfuckers.
Congratulations. So smoothly. Unlike any other government agency, you guys got this shit down. You figured out a way how to manipulate media.
Have either...
Dissonance.